Hello math people, this is Sam, your instructor for Math 1047, and I just received a few questions on this U1 discussion playing catch up, which looks like a very fun assignment. Let's not get too stressed about it. It's something to just learn how to use Desmos and how in the real life or in real life situations you can use various equations in mathematics. So to start this assignment, first we will go with playing catch up. So I open it in a new tab and it will just ask me to enter the class code. So earlier it wasn't working, now it should be working, it should be all good. So let's just enter the code right here and join. So if you wish to join with your Google account, that's great. If not, then just say continue without joining and I can say my name is Sam and go in there. Okay, so once we start this, what questions do you have about this video? Now, this is something that you can start right now, or you can do it towards the end. You can always navigate next question from this bar right here. So the video is pretty straightforward. So this guy in the black suit, that's Rick, and he is running a 100-meter race with another. In the same picture, we are also talking about another athlete who is a professional athlete, and of course, who's way faster. So that's Julio right here. Although it's not funny that the poor guy Rich cannot run as fast as Julio, but this just incites how can we play different kind of scenarios. So they will show you a few scenarios when they will give Rick a head start. Rick is again the guy in the black suit. They will give him a head start, or they might just reduce Julio, which is the professional athlete, we can see, his speed by half. So that's how we will play with this assignment. And then the question says, let's look at the scenario where Julio runs at half the speed with a head start. Okay, so he's also getting a head start, but he's also half the speed. So if he's getting a 10 yards head start, then what do you think? After how many yards will Rich catch Julio? Now, what do you think? Will Rich ever be, even with the half speed, do you think will he ever be able to catch Julio? If you think no, he cannot, then just type 0. If you think no, I think he may be able to catch up after, like, this is 10 yards, so maybe at 20 yards or maybe at 30 yards, just type that number there. Then you will keep going next and follow along. Okay, so now this is where Desmos gets super exciting. So what you can do is you will pick a color. So for Julio, it's blue. And I know that Julio is like pretty fast and he's like a professional athlete. So what I can imagine is he will start from, so this is a distance time graph. Okay, so a graph plotted on the distance time axis would be speed or velocity. So we'll say that distance is right here, time is right here, and Julio did get a head start. So we gave him a 10-yard head start. So in that case, if we say Julio, then Julio will start from here like this. Oh, sorry, it should not go like that. And so there is also this line tool. So if I think it would be a linear line, I'll just grab it and I can just go like that. While on the other hand, Rick, the guy in the suit, we have to pick the red color for Rick because it says, this is how the legends are written, that Rick is the red line, Julio is the blue line. So Rick started after a few seconds. You all noticed that, right? So let's say he started 2 seconds after Julio started. So in that case, I think his line would be more like this. But what do you think? His speed is going to be same like Julio? I think he was slower. So I'll keep it like this. But since Rick's speed was half, Rick's speed is normal while Julio's speed is half of its original speed. Maybe let's keep that like that. Okay, so if I assume that at this point they are kind of crossing over, so I'll just think that okay, this is the point when I feel that they will kind of cross over. So I'll watch the video and so on and so forth. So yeah, it can be a pretty fun assignment. Let me know how you feel, how it turns out, and again, no pressure. Okay, so if you feel that it is doable, Let me know if there is any doubt, and I'll be happy to help you. So once you are able to answer all these questions, of course, this one might throw off a few people. So look at this graph, think what you think, but make sure you try to, according to what you created here, according to the chart graph that you created yourself, it may not look like this. However, you feel is the correct way how the graph turns out. Make sure you create a table. Okay, so these are three levels. First you create an equation, then you have a table, then you try to create a graph. Okay, so for after 5 seconds you might think that Rich would be at around 18. I'm not just guessing this number because I'm actually looking at my graph and I'm trying to find out, okay, at 5 seconds Rick is somewhere above 20. So actually it should be 21. So I'll change it and I'll make it Rick is at 21 yards. While at 5 seconds, where would Julio be? According to my graph. So I'll go back, and according to my graph, Julio, which is the blue person, at 5 seconds would be somewhere around at 25. So still they are not crossing over. So I'll go next, and I'll say Julio is around 25. Okay, so that's how you will keep working on this one. Then here's an equation. So I hope you are familiar with this equation, but this is called time distance equation. So distance is equal to 6.2 of time minus 10.33 for Rick's case. And for Julio's equation, let's say d is equal to 4.8 times. So in this case, they have given you the equation, and that's what people like professional athletes and in various sports, they try to, a person who's sitting in the auditorium try to create a mathematical equation of how this thing is working, and based on this you can just enter time. So if t time is equal to 2 seconds, at 2 seconds what would be the distance covered by Rick versus what would be distance covered by Julio? Okay, you did not get anything at 2 seconds, they are not touching meeting each other. So how about at 4 seconds? How about at 6 seconds? So you try to play catch up in this way and then predict at what is your current prediction for the distance where Rich will catch Julio. It may not be same what you predicted earlier, may be different. So finally, what would be your prediction? And you will finally draw a graph based on that. And this is the last and little good question that you would be able to, and I just want you to pick one. So pick any one, graph, tables or equation, and tell me what is advantage of that thing and what is disadvantage of that thing. Maybe equations are more accurate for a given time, but it does not give you a whole picture of what's happening. Maybe tables are good representation because they give you number, but they do not give you that picture or that graphical presentation, that one snapshot. Graphs may be great with a snapshot or visual presentation, but they might have some other disadvantages like accuracy or what is happening at a certain point. You might have to trace it. So there are various ways you can answer these questions. I hope this was helpful. Okay, if not, shoot me an email. Happy to answer. Cheers, friends.